I loved You Won't Be Alone. I thought it was such a fascinating mix of mythology and horror. And the your take on witches felt very unique, at least, to my experience. So I was wondering what pieces of mythology or what aspects you really wanted to incorporate into the story of Old Maid Maria.
Mm. Oh, I mean, initially it was more, I was doing a lot of research of folklore from that particular part of the world, specifically around witches and stories about women. But most of those stories were not particularly inspiring. They were kind of very much about what a woman's place is and how she should not be beyond it, and not in a way that kind of even allowed them to do it in the first place. I kind of felt like I need to invent my own mythology a lot with it. And I was kind of essentially pretty much every time a new person came on board with a cast or crew, because they're kind of arriving in stages, my approach would be to say, I know it's a film about witches, don't think about horror, just don't think about that for now. It was literally like, imagine if a folk tale or a legend or a myth or a fairy tale was based on a true story, because someone saw something and then was struggling to grasp it and then just kept being embellished and embellished. We're trying to make a documentary style film about the true story rather than the eventual legend that came from it. And that even happens within the film. There's stories of Nevena's own life or Maria's that then become embellished and told to other children. So the approach I kind of took.
Yeah, I love that. I also love how we get to see Navina go through various lives, if you will. But at the same time, like, it's still the same character, even as the actor disappears into the next actor. So what would you say is her trajectory, or what stays the same for her as a character? What is her essence?
I think because to me the film is about two people, Ned Weasley and Maria, and it's sort of it's almost about the same thing, just different takes on it. They both want more out of life. The one is full of possible. They're in kind of grow up and start in like pretty repressive, horrific settings, and they're like, but they're curious. They want to live as full a life as possible, and they keep trying and trying, and it keeps exploding in their face, and they're undergo cycles of abuse and suffering, as most, a lot of people, but especially most women in that period, in that time, and place. So to me, with Nevenites, there's this sense of, after all of that, she still retains a sense of wanting to connect with people, yearning to connect, hoping that she will. Like it doesn't abandon her. For Maria, it's completely snuffed out and destroyed, which for me is a tragedy. And I think both feelings are valid. Somewhere in between them, like those two people are like, my brain split in half. So I don't think one is more or less valid than the other, and I feel very connected to both of them throughout. But yeah, essentially for Nevena, it is that thing that and there's a strength that's, I've never been impressed by physical strength, maybe because it was never something I could possess. It's mental strength and resilience that makes my chest thump, essentially, feel like I can connect to someone. So I think that kind of mental strength is what the defining feature for Nevena for me.
I love that. Thank you so much. It was such a fascinating story. I can't wait for everyone to get to watch it. Have a great day.
Thanks so much, Tiana. Lovely to meet you.